New at 10, it takes an army to keep the Missouri River healthy and flowing efficiently, specifically the Army Corps of Engineers.
Now, federal regulators are about to face a decision that could impact the nation's longest river. They're trying to protect wildlife. But as Nathan Vickers reports, some of those who depend on the river are worried it could leave them up the creek.
If you live in the Kansas City area, most of your water comes from the Missouri River. Every time you fill up your coffee pot, water your garden, or take a bath, you're using one of the greatest resources in the nation.
If you look off in the distance, you can see the green, that's a levee.
Tom Waters' family has been farming on the Missouri River for decades. It can be a blessing.
The river feeds our crops, definitely.
Or a curse.
It really can be a calm, serene looking river, and at the same time, it can turn its face around and be a wild and mean animal.
That beast has swelled to its banks several times in recent years, including last May.
The river in Kansas City jumped up 13 feet in 3 days.
Waters also serves on the Missouri State Levee Board and says an upcoming decision by federal regulators could have a profound impact on him and the other producers who farm hundreds of thousands of acres along the river.
The draft environmental impact statement is very concerning to us.
He's talking about the Army Corps of Engineers management plan for the Missouri River Basin. The Corps is planning on an update that juggles wildlife preservation and economic interests. Jeff Tripe is an environmental specialist for the Corps.
As a federal agency and entity, the Corps really must balance what we do for the benefit of any species, as well as other purposes on the river that are human.
The Corps has proposed 6 different strategies, all designed to protect threatened species who thrive on the river's sandbars. They include 2 types of aquatic birds and an endangered breed of sturgeon that Tripe says has been around since the days of dinosaurs.
I would like my kids to see those species into the future.
5 of the Corps' 6 options call for increasing the flow of the Missouri River to naturally build those sandbars. Waters worries that could lead to flooding on his farm, especially during planting season.
Delayed planting causes reduced yields, and it all affects the bottom line.
And the water you drink could be affected too.
So we can get about 30 million gallons of water a day out of this facility.
Darcy Meese works for Water One, which supplies water to much of the metro.
We are concerned that if they were to do an increase in the flows on the river, that then they would then cut back in the summer months, which could impact our ability to draw water from the river.
That's why the Corps is leaning toward an option that sustains habitats in a different way.
We could go in there with hydraulic dredges, pull the sand up within the river channel, move it around, create islands that way without having to do any flow changes on the river.
But farmers worry that even if the Corps decides not to increase river flow, it could down the road under any of the plans.
We just can't take that risk as farmers and business people along the river that rely on a flood control.
The Corps is asking for your help with its decision.
We have a draft environmental impact statement that is out right now for public review.
So are other stakeholders, from the people who earn a living on the Missouri to the people who pump its riches into your home.
They have a complex job, and they're doing their best to balance all those interests.
The Corps is taking comments on the plan through April 24th. In Kansas City, Nathan Vickers, KCTV 5 News.
Right now on the Founded on 5 page, you can read more about the Army Corps of Engineers' plans for the river and how you can give them feedback. And it's one of those issues that affects everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
It's very important.